Okay, these guys are worth a return. Let's move the chairs up.
And they do card processing?
From then to glad.
Hey Steve, how you doing?
Good. How's it going?
All right.
Welcome back.
Thank you. You want to do a little walkthrough real quick of the gear?
Yeah, I was just going to also ask if you'd like to hear something specific.
Anything you like. I like hearing stuff that people with good taste here, play, especially with your tape. Yeah, you got good stuff.
What
But
CD do you have
We've
on
gone
top?
through all kinds of stuff.
We've going from like jazz for kids to
Black
Rite of
Sabbath,
Spring.
to
Okay.
piano sonatas, to
anything that doesn't get me blocked on YouTube. We were listening to Ozzy Osbourne, my Eagles, Bob Dylan, Beatles. I can't do those, but yeah.
So like any popular music gets
Basically,
copyright stuff,
yeah. No, there's some that get blocked. I don't get any money from any of these videos with music, but some of them they won't even let you put it up. If it's got Beatles, Bob Dylan, yeah.
Let's see. Well, I know that we can do Vanessa.
Yep, Vanessa Fernandez. Oh yeah.
This is Philip's CD, right?
No, this is mine. No. He might have some.
Oh, you got weather report? That's really good.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I mean, it's like,
Dynamic.
yeah, it's one of my favorites actually.
Yeah. Oh, you got yellow too? Yeah, this is cool stuff. Like I said, you pick your stuff, it's fine by me. You're going to have the same taste in a lot of respects.
You know what I haven't played?
Okay.
I played it a couple of times. Oh, actually, this is.
Oh, Hans Thiesink? Oh, yeah. I just heard that one in Rhapsody audio. Okay, let's do that. Yeah. I might know it when I hear it.
I would just play a short section of it.
Okay, all right.
And so it starts with stand-up bass.
Okay.
And then moves to drums.
Okay.
Okay, you're on a reverb plate right now.
Yeah, so I need to probably move.
Can I ask the gentleman behind you who's...
No, it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. No,
Thank you so much.
No worries.
Okay, so this will drive some people out of the room. But I mean, because right now you're getting.
It's the last day.
Oh, that one.
You're
Okay.
getting the mellifluous.
Yes, yes.
Kind of,
We need to wake people up now.
Might wake the dad.
Badass white album. Looks
So,
good.
for what it's worth, this is an album that I purchased in 1977 to help me as a young guy assess the stuff I was building, like for science projects in high school.
Is that right? Okay.
So like yeah, just simple loudspeaker stuff I was doing in high school. Actually, it was one was a three-way.
Interesting.
And this really helped me a lot. Later, because I had actually built those speakers a little bit earlier. But this came out in '77, and it just kind of served as a neat tool. And so I've continued to use it.
Well, you just got out of high school, right?
Pardon me?
You just got out of high school, right?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. If math serves.
I just got out of my first marriage that year.
In 77.
77. Wow.
Great. Whatever, remember the date.
And so what you're listening to right now, by the way, is one of Ying Tan's recordings of Disinfo.
Okay.
It was an older recording on Groove Note Records.
And tell me that you love me.
Let's see what I can find in terms of a starting spot. Probably about there. Hard to see much on the white line.
Yeah, it is.
Where am I on the switches? That should be pretty
I just cleaned that on my degritter.
You just did what?
Cleaned it on my ultrasonic.
Sorry, my butt's to your camera.
That's okay.
Gosh, I had it right on there, but just... Sorry. Jeez, Steven. No, what's the trouble?
Yeah, that's a cool testing track.
That's a cool thing.
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
Very
yeah,
It kind of lets you know.
yeah. If your
Yeah.
speakers or
And
amp is
plus-
up to the challenge.
And so, some people say, oh, you got the woofer movement. Yeah, because I'm not using a subsonic filter.
Yeah, no rumble filter on, yeah.
You're right. I can
Yeah.
put that on. I have it,
Yeah, I noticed that pretty quickly, yeah.
But I have the available extras.
Okay, so yeah, that's actually showing that it's not,
It's not compressing.
yeah,
Which ultimately is what a filter will do.
right. So that's impressive, yeah.
You
Well, at least you notice. So many people don't even notice that they don't have the rumble filter on, and
Right.
they're wasting a lot of power on the
Right.
infrasonics, yeah.
Right.
Very nice.
And so I mean, it's fireworks.
Yeah, it's a cool track.
And,
I hadn't heard that, so I'm going to add that to my list.
I think it's a good evaluation tool.
Okay.
At least it's one I've used for a long time.
You have a second to talk about your speakers and the
You bet,
gear?
you bet. So
Just so I could.
So it's again using the laminated approach. A lot of people
Yep.
look at this and say nice veneer. I'm actually no, actually the end grain of the.
That's the actual.
Yeah, you bet. And what
You
I
can
think
feel
I'll
it,
do-
yeah.
What I think I'll do is, if you want, I don't mind sharing a photo
Okay.
of the build process.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
But yeah, you can feel that this is.
Yeah, exactly. That is the end grain.
Yeah.
And so this is what it kind of looks like, in process. Looking down from the top.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Oh
just-
wait. And
That's a lot of work.
oh, you bet. That's
That's
There's
a ton of
more
work in
than
there.
800 layers that are.
800
stacked.
layers.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of similar to the laminate that the first little Magico monitor came when it came out.
Well, I'm familiar.
like that.
I'm familiar with that a little bit, but if you look, they are quite different in terms of their actual construction.
Oh, I imagine.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just the lamination.
And
thing.
and I've been enamored by this look since the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been, I have some photos here that are going back kind of pre that to a product that I was building with the laminated
It
process.
kind of has a bamboo look almost.
Well, it's Baltic birch.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah.
just the visual first effect.
And I thought
Yeah.
of the whole bamboo thing, but I don't know enough about what its density is, and I haven't really played with it to compare. Well, I would consider that for sure. I know it's really cool looking, but I built a rack out of this that I had at Expo a couple months ago.
Yeah, and people have always espoused the virtues of the Baltic birch.
You know,
much does the speaker weigh?
It's really just about 100 pounds. It's not that heavy. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so one of the benefits of the Baltic birch, it's inherently what's called a constrained mode construction, because every layer is 90 degrees. It's sort of orthogonal. You know what I'm trying to say in terms of the 90-degree orthogonal?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that each layer is 90 degrees to the other. So you're creating that constrained mode construction, which is it's a worthwhile approach. It helps with both
Resonances,
modes and nodes.
yeah,
Yes,
and
in terms of
Yeah.
the tendency for certain frequencies.
And it's
to
not
get
square
emphasized.
anyway. The slight angles
You're
everywhere.
right. Well, and
Yeah.
internally as well.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's big. And
yeah,
that,
yeah, that's-
again,
that's-
that creates a more difficult construction, but it's worth the payoff.
I think it is. There's a lot of ways I think that we can address, what's called the rear wave as a potential compound wave or standing wave, to minimize that. In addition to the shape, I have 3 different acoustic treatments materials inside, and the different sections and whatnot are built according to what's called the Fibonacci ratios,
Okay.
which is kind of like a 0.6 to 1 to 1.6 ratio
Okay.
that is inherent in lots of things in nature, even though
Okay.
the shell that's often referenced for that kind of spiral, that nautilus shell, interestingly, that does not correspond to the Fibonacci ratio.
Fibonacci?
Yeah, Fibonacci was a Italian mathematician.
Okay.
Who so the ratio itself, you pick any of these numbers where you add the number to the previous number. You say you have 1 and 1 is 2, 2 and 1 is 3, 3 and 5 is 8, 8 and 5 is 13, 13
Okay.
is 1, and on and on. And so pick any 3 of those and divide them into each other as a ratio, and it's pretty close to like a 0.6 to 1 to 1.6 ratio.
Interesting. Okay.
And it's kind of how leaves on trees grow, and how when we look at even galaxies, the spiral, that spiral corresponds. You can apply the Fibonacci ratio. to
Fibonacci.
that.
Okay, I'll have to look at
Well,
that.
it's
Yeah.
not, it's not 100%
Cool.
on everything. Like
Sure.
I said, the Nautilus is not.
Which is cool.
it's a
Which is
common
cool to say.
reference, is
You're using the Fibonacci
Yeah.
ratio.
I'm using the Fibonacci
Yeah,
ratio.
it goes on the website.
And,
Like,
but I mean that's I didn't invent that. That's
Right.
been around for a long time.
but you're utilizing. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I'm
But
just-
one thing you are doing, you have a little switch on the back for the. You
I
can.
have 2 switches on the
Yeah.
back. Yeah, and so for this one, this is a new speaker, and it's called the dhyana.
Mhm.
I reference some of these Sanskrit words. The dhyana in Sanskrit refers to meditation. whereas the stand mount is the Dara, which refers to continuous flow. And then, you know, in my attempt at being funny, I say, yeah, you know, older men would really appreciate the continuous flow part of that. And so these switches are a little bit different than those on the stand mount, because this is more of a full range. So I actually have 3 positions for the roll off on the tweeter. So that which is above your hot terminal addresses what we can call the hotness of that roll off. Whereas it's all the way down, we got to have about a 2.5 dB roll off from 12K to 20K, then 1.5 dB, and then that roll off is removed to flat. Okay, and then this switch is based upon resistor groups as part of that RC group, resistor capacitor group, and these 3 positions select between different resistor groups that are all identical in value, but they're different materials, and those different materials account for different sonic character.
Interesting.
The bottom position is what I kind of refer to as default, which is a group of, you know, really nice ohmite non-inductive wire wound resistors, and then the center position is a presence mode, which is ceramic resistors, and then the top position are resistors from a company called Kawami, and those are carbon film. They have a slight bit of warmth, not dulling, but a slight bit of warmth. That in conjunction with how you adjust the roll-off, you know, allows you to kind of tailor it for your system, your room, blah, blah.
Almost nobody offers that because they say just trust the designer. But yeah, you recognize that.
Trust myself,
exactly. Everybody has different taste or rooms or maybe your mood.
Well,
you know,
there is that, and honestly, you know, I had difficulty deciding, because when I was building the, you know, initial version of these way back when, and I shared the story before, but the difficulty was I was trying different people's gear and wire and source material and all of that, and I'd get different results. And I had to get the product to CES back then. And
that's where I first noticed you at Wisdom Audio Speakers. I bought a Wisdom back in the day because you were, that was an edge amp. Yeah.
But so I had to make a decision. So I said, I'm going to put them all in and just put the switches in.
Yeah.
And then it kind of stuck.
That's, no, I think it's a great option to have and gives people a chance. Maybe they don't hear it different, but at least you have that option.
You know, and it's interesting because, you know, I'm not here to say that's better hearing or less better hearing or whatever, but, you know, some people don't hear as much difference, and sometimes it depends on the fact that we have an AC
Yeah,
on,
exactly. Noise floor,
have,
yeah.
You know, a transformer outside the building right there that's humming the whole time.
Yep.
Nobody's thought of the words, I guess. So, you know, it's there.
Right.
It's something to be
No,
used. And then you can also, these ports are held in
Big.
by 440 screws and machined inserts. Everything, you know, has machined inserts. And you can actually adjust the length of the port
Oh, you can.
by removing the port. And I provide other ports for different sizes.
Oh, that's pretty big because that
So,
will change the tuning, right?
It will change the tuning of the
Yes.
box, yeah, and that's fine to do with this. I mean, right now it's tuned to about I think it's about 29 hertz on the tuning.
So it's important for people, they see just a normal point source box speaker. There's a lot that goes into it, from the cabinet construction, 850 layers, every little minute change here, all the switches, the components required, being able to variable change the port. This is why I've always liked your stuff, is because you get a higher level of performance because you do these things, but you're also putting this extra effort into it that others don't, and it pays off in my estimation.
Well, I hope, you know, so far so good.
Yeah, and you've been
I was
around
really
forever,
complaining
so
about
yeah.
it,
So great job. I'm glad you could walk us through that.
Thanks,
Yeah.
you know, very much. You know, I also have to, you know, say how grateful I am to the people that make the drivers for me and
Yeah.
the, you know, the crossover components and all of that. Without those folks out
Sure.
there, I can't make this.
Well, Steve McCormick wanted me to come by definitely
Oh,
and say
cool.
hi and check
say
out your
hello.
stuff. So yeah, I didn't get much time the other day, but glad I got more information. So anybody that hasn't, I've got other videos with you in the past, but this is a nice
more
walkthrough.
extensive. I really
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it.